Scientologists say they're treated like Jews were in the 1930s, which is a slight exaggeration. But if they insist. Okay, the roundabout here, almost everything is used, belongs to the Technical University of Berlin, founded in 1878. The most prestigious, the oldest university here is the Humboldt University, the mother of all modern universities, founded in 1810. The best university, though, according to the ratings right now, is the Free University, founded in 1948.
Is it free?
Yeah. I mean, you pay student fees now, but still, it's like a few €100 a semester you pay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, okay, but you're responsible for your own housing, you know, and all that. Still cheaper.
Yeah.
But getting into a German university is, on the whole, harder than getting in a lot of colleges in America, I guess. So on the left, this is the Boulevard of the 17th of June, the street of the 17th of June. On the 17th of June, 1953, the Soviets crushed a democratic uprising in East Berlin, and afterwards, the city of West Berlin renamed the street of the 17th of June. So, no center to Berlin, no single clearly defined center. There are several centers. We're almost at the center of the West, where the construction is going on ahead of us. 5-star Waldorf Astoria hotel being built. That's the center of West Berlin ahead of us, where that hotel is being built. The center of the West.
That weird one?
And directly ahead of us, where the crane is, right behind the trees. And coming up on the left is the University of the Performing Arts. They have their own purple buddy bear outside the university cafeteria, the Mensa. Mensa, it's not just a club for smart people. Mensa is Latin, it means table, and that's what you call university cafeterias in Europe, the Mensa. And they have a purple buddy bear standing outside the cafeteria, the red building coming up on your left. If you know Berlin a little bit, you're missing something right now, and you're wondering where the hell did it go. The shattered ruins of the Emperor William Memorial Church, a church from 1895, destroyed in the air war over Berlin. The ruins preserved to remind us what war does to things and people. It's still there, it's behind the train tracks ahead of us, but the ruins have to be supported, strengthened, so they don't collapse completely, and they've been wrapped in this big white scaffolding. It almost looks like an office building, like a skyscraper, but it's not. It's scaffolding, and they're repairing the ruins so they don't collapse behind the train station ahead of us, in case you're wondering where did it go.
It's like the Tokyo Science Museum in Russia.
I'm not familiar with that. Is it the same idea?
It's the closest building to the blast
Okay.
that survived.
I'll have to look it up. Tokyo Science Building. Thank you. And usually when people see that, they ask me how much was Berlin destroyed in the Second World War. 1/3 of the city, 1/3 of the city's buildings were completely destroyed. 25,000 men, women, and children were killed in the air war over Berlin. This is the Zoo station. For many years, the only long-distance train station in West Berlin. It was taken off the long-distance net in 2006 when the new central station opened up. It's a zoo for the people. On the other side of the street is a zoo for the animals. Still in mourning, because, you know, Knut is no longer with us, the famous polar bear. Knut had a brain seizure in front of 600 of his little fans 2.5 months ago. So he's gone to the great zoo in the sky. But you can visit the zoo and offer your condolences, and you can also get a great lunch there. They've got a good special on polar bear goulash in the cafeteria. Hey, imagine if seals could talk. They wouldn't tell you how cute and cuddly polar bears are. You know, for a seal, a polar bear is a big, ugly killer. Coming on to the most famous street in West Berlin, the Kurfürstendamm. That's a mouthful. Just do what Berliners do. Say Kudamm. This is the Kudamm ahead of us. The Kudamm.
Kudamm.
This is the most popular shopping district in the city. It's
Yeah, why didn't we stop
125
here?
years old this year. That's why we've got the ribbons on the lampposts here. It's really boring now. It's just mindless consumerism everywhere. I mean, this used to be such a cool street in the 1970s and 80s. You had fantastic discos here and clubs and restaurants and the cinemas. These wonderful cinemas from the 1920s and 30s. It's all gone. It's just stores and boutiques.
We should have come here. You know how much money I could spend
You know,
here?
once the prostitutes leave,
lot more
there
than
goes the
I
neighborhood,
have.
then it's boring. As they used to be everywhere here. Oh, there's still. I mean, the biggest bordello in Berlin is like right behind your hotel, right next to the trade fair grounds. It's called Artemis, the Greek hunting goddess. Yeah, and you see they advertise on the city buses and the trams. You see big pink advertisements for Artemis. It's the biggest bordello in Berlin, but very difficult to find. No, you have no chance of finding it.
Google.
It's an ice cream cone.
Yay, ice cream.
See it though.
You want to meet someone in
this
West Berlin,
bozo.
you meet them at the Water Meatball. Not prostitutes, just in general. You want to meet up with a friend.
Get out of the way.
It's ahead of us and left the Wasserklops, the water meatball. Ahead of us left the round brown fountain. It's the Wasserklops, the water meatball. And behind that is the Europa Center. It's the first American-style shopping center in Berlin from the 1960s. In the late 70s, 80s, this was the cool place to hang out, you know. And you used to go up to the roof behind the Berliner Morgenpost sign to make out. That was the big make-out place in West Berlin.
Get your
Oh,
butt
yeah,
out
a long time
of the
ago.
Only Nevada.
way. Please.
Further down the street, we're going to drive by the third largest department store in the world. The largest
again.
department store in continental Europe, KaDeWe,
Bozo.
Kaufhaus des Westens,
Give up.
department store of the West, KDW. We're coming into the district of Schöneberg, and like Charlottenburg, Schöneberg was independent city before 1920. This area used to be west of Berlin. They call this area the New West. So when the Jewish entrepreneur Adolf Jandorf opened up his store, he just called it department store of the West. I hate shopping. But the place, it's cool for the 6th floor delicatessen. The Berliners call it the Fressabteilung, the pig out counter.
Bozo's in the way.
It's amazing. I mean, never in your wildest dreams can you think there's so many different kinds of chocolate and pastry in this world. I mean, the pastry bar is deadly. And I mean, hundreds of different kinds of wine and beer and cheese, and they go through 9,000 oysters every single day. But if you go there, watch out for the Russian billionaires' wives. Don't get in the way of a Russian woman on a shopping mission. It's really dangerous. And seriously, they fly in here from St. Petersburg and Moscow just to go shopping in that place. And they hire shopping assistants. On the Berlin television recently, I saw an interview with a Russian woman who lives here. And her profession, she's a professional shopping assistant. She helps Russian billionaires' wives blow their money here. She gets paid 100 euros an hour to do this. Yeah, I got the wrong job here, yeah. And she one afternoon, she said in the course of a few hours, she helped a woman spend 20,000 euros on the street. Some people have it tough, you know. Life.